Hi, guys. Welcome back. Well, we'll be getting underway in about 2 minutes. The fog is clearing up outside my bedroom window. Looks like it's going to be a nice day. Oh, somebody's in the room. So, who's first in? Well, we should get a crowd gathering pretty soon. Hello, Serena and Carly. Very good. Very good. Okay. Six people. Wow. Joel and Rafa. Hello. Okay. Our numbers are building. Very good. Very good. I just thought as I was wondering what to talk to you about while people file into the room. Uh, Maybe I'll ask this as a question of the day next week. But I'm kind of wondering how the rest of your classes are going, because I only know my little world in my classes. So maybe I'll ask that as a question of the day next week. How are your other classes going? How orderly or not orderly, or whatever is going on. All right, up to 8 people. Hello, Armin. Um, as we begin to get underway, one thing I want you to really think about for today is what have you missed in the class? Media note quizzes, regular old quizzes, midterm. Get to me today with your list of what it is that you've missed, and we'll figure out some way to get you to uh, retake that or take it late so that you can get points. Ashley is in the room. That's nice. Ooh, work is piling up, huh? Yeah, that's kind of a problem with classes in general, that you need to present enough material so that you can begin to test on it, and you can have term papers on it, and so forth. And what it means is that it loads a lot of the work for the student on the second half of the semester, and for the teacher it loads a lot of the grading on the second half of the semester. Hello, Bobo and Melvin and Evelyn. Looks like we've got a nice group here. It's 10:45, so I'm going to start. All right, first announcement. You heard this on Monday, but it is now official that Glendale College in the summer is going to be all online. And whatever summer school classes you take, they will either be remote learning, which is what this class is. Remote learning is we all meet at the same time, just not on campus. Or other summer school classes will be distance ed. Distance education is what they call asynchronous. So you get a certain assignments to do for the week, and you need to have it in by the end of the week, but the class never meets at a particular time. So that's what we're going to have in the summer. No on-campus classes. And I want you to think about what your preferred mode of taking classes is, because that is going to be the question of the day in a few minutes. Haley is asking, is it for the whole semester? Summer will be all online, whether it's first session or second session. That's what we heard from the president of the college earlier this week. Other announcements. The Associated Students events calendar is in the announcements on Canvas, and they are doing some really nice online stuff. It's probably not as good as having a real energetic event on a beautiful spring day in Plaza Vaquero, but they are, coming up with alternative online events that are pretty cool. So take a look at that Associated Students events calendar. The We Are in This Together bulletin, the most recent edition, came out yesterday. And so I have posted it. Has some good resources for things like mental health counseling or financial counseling, help for renters, and so forth. Another announcement that I put onto Canvas is that Glendale College is going to do another food bank event. So if you are food insecure or you know of a Glendale College student who is food insecure, take a look at that announcement because we are doing another one. And then finally, before we move on to the next thing, these opening comments are all being archived on both YouTube and on Canvas. So if you are able to miss, if you have to miss, the live portion of the class, just find it archived on YouTube or on Canvas. It's in both places. Supplemental instruction. Well, sounds like it was a very nice supplemental instruction yesterday on the Discord platform. Stephanie went through some questions relating to Chapter 9, the television chapter. Next week, next Tuesday, Cinco de Mayo, as it turns out, Stephanie will be back on Discord reviewing Chapter 10, the Internet chapter. That's the chapter that you went through on Monday. A couple of you told me that in Chapter 10 that the first slide, the sound wasn't coming through. That was the one about the hashtag culture. Well, what I did was I created a little patch where I just lectured on that slide. It's like 2 minutes or something. So you might want to take a look for that. Let's see. Up next. Oh, term papers are starting to come in. I will accept term papers for early bird credit through May 1st. So that's the early bird special deadline. The overall deadline for you turning in these papers is a week from today. So you should be getting pretty far along in where you are on the term paper. I would hope that you would be at least at a sort of semifinal draft stage. At that point where you're saying, okay, I've already got it to be, pretty good. But what would take it from being pretty good to great? All right. And also, since we're going to have kind of an open class today, this would be a good time for you to hit me with your last kind of term paper questions when we get over to Canvas chat or by email. Okay, what else? Yeah, this is catch-up day. And what I mean by that is you will have a media note, you will have a media note quiz. But then after that, I want you to get hold of me either on chat or on email and tell me what you've missed, what media note quizzes you've missed, whether you've missed quiz 1, whether you've missed quiz 2, whether you've missed the midterm, and we'll come up with some way for you to make it up. I'm being unusually easy this semester. We've all been through a lot, clearly. So, no student left behind. What can I say? Serena, let's talk about that by email. Okay, let's see. What else? On to the question of the day. This is a question that I am really very personally interested in because I am finalizing my schedule for the fall. And I don't quite know what format I should ask for. And there's all sorts of predictions by faculty and administrators and, so on and so forth. But what I'm asking you is, in the fall semester, do you want most of your classes to be, and you have three choices here. Okay. In the fall, do you want most of your classes to be remote learning? That's what this class is, where we all meet at a particular day and time. And, it's kind of like the classroom, only online. Do you want, for the fall, most of your classes to be distance education? And that's where it is what they call asynchronous, where, we don't meet all at the same time. You just have a certain number of tasks that you need to get done during the week. Or do you hope that most of your classes in the fall be in the traditional format? That is, we all go back to campus and meet in AD 217 or, what have you. So, all right. Light up the chat box. Tell me what you prefer. And then, of course, I'm going to coax you into saying, well, why? Why do you prefer what you prefer? So, for example, Serena prefers distance education. Okay, how come? Carly, you feel that for transferring traditional works better. Please explain that. Rafa, why do you like the traditional classroom? Joel, I can see where you're balancing concerns about, hey, I don't want to die as a result of going back to the classroom, or I don't want to cause my grandmother to die because I've gone back to the classroom. I can understand that, Joel. But those problems aside, you're saying traditional. How come? Evelyn, you seem to be kind of on the fence. You miss traditional, but okay. What's on the other side of that ellipse, Elizabeth? Joel is saying that he learns better asking questions and with people giving feedback. I agree. Yeah, Evelyn. We've all had so many years of education where we're used to that physical classroom, that give and take, that interaction. Marina, you like traditional. How come? Ashley, you like traditional because you can ask for help during office hours or at the learning center. Yeah, it's nice to just be able to maneuver your way around campus and, get what it is you need. Haley, you have become comfortable with distance ed and remote learning, that you find it less stressful. Oh, that's good to know. Okay. Serena likes distance education, at least for now, because it's hard to meet at the times needed. Yeah. Especially as our schedules have been thrown so into disarray. But Serena is saying that if the health crisis lifts, then maybe traditional. Bobo T is saying traditional. How come, Bobo T? Serena, you're saying it's easier to get things done when you're not in a classroom. Yeah, you can only be in one place at one time, can't you? Carly, you'll be on a new campus, so you won't have many friends or know where anything is. So I guess what you're saying, Carly, is to get acquainted with your new campus. And by the way, what campus do you hope to go to? That being traditional in the fall, it will help you become acquainted with your new campus. Okay. Marina, you like traditional because you can ask for help and understand it better. Okay. Yeah, Rafa, you're using a word that I've thought of, and that's structure. One of the things about just pure distance ed is, boy, there's kind of a lack of structure to it. So Rafa is saying that you feel like you function better in a traditional structure. So you're not going for the whole online thing. Speech on Zoom, huh? Rafa, who do you have for speech? Bobo is saying likes traditional because it's just cool to be on campus. Oh, Carla, you're going to San Diego State. Oh my gosh. So, Carly, did you have to, make the case to your parents why you're transferring to a party school, or at least a place that definitely has that reputation? Melvin, you like traditional because you get to ask questions, get them answered clearly. Well, we try to answer them clearly, right? Um, yeah, but traditional at the moment may have its disadvantages. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Well, hey, that was a robust question of the day. I really enjoyed getting all those answers. And it was instructive, too. It really was. It really was. Okay, so here's what we're doing. Today's media note is actually going to be the first of a two-parter. The subject is online extremism. You run into these folks, and I was thinking it's the difference between your generation and my generation. In my generation, you would know somebody in elementary school and maybe in middle school, and somewhere around the ninth grade they started getting really weird because they got into the drug culture or something. That was my day. I think in your day, you may be experiencing a similar thing, except they're normal, normal, normal. And then at some point, they start believing in these weird, extreme, perhaps hateful, conspiracy theories and so on and so forth. And just as my parents wondered, why are there suddenly, so many drugs around society? You may be wondering, how do people get into these weird extremist ideas? So anyhow, today's media note is going to be an interview with a writer who is also a mom who's concerned about this stuff. And she has a very nice discussion with the NPR host about, who gets targeted and how do they get drawn in. Part two of this is going to be on Monday when you have a media note about how extremism is spreading during this health crisis. So let me see what came in on the chat box. Let's see. Oh, you have Nick Smith for speech. Yeah. Oh, good man. Good man. Yeah. All right. Yeah. We have two Smiths in the speech department. Yeah. We have Jeff Smith and Nick Smith, both great teachers. Okay. So, if there are no further questions, remember this is catch-up day. So after the media note, get to me with your term paper questions or your, what you've missed in terms of the quizzes and so forth that you need to have made up. Okay, I'm going to be heading over to Canvas Chat in a few seconds. So, see you there.